Hello guys, this is Black Dragon. Today looking at some really nice TVZ. Right now on a nice little run trying to bring his team back is Liquid Taeja. The Terran player been out for quite a bit with some hand injuries, some hand problems, but finally getting back in the mix, getting some nice practice in, and now playing some really good players. His opponent, he's Roots YuGiOh. Very good underrated player. Actually qualified Code S at the end of last season for Season 3 of the GTSL, taking out the likes of Marine King and such. So very good player. Nice opponent. Taeja showing off some really nice fundamental plays, greedy plays. Is able to take out some pretty decent players in Sage. And we'll see how he plays out this one. Known to do a lot of those early expansions as well, but this is one that's really going to test his multitasking ability, really going to push the limits, I guess, physically if he's having those hand problems, because this is a very APM intense game, or matchup rather, because Zerg just demands the Terran do so much to keep them in check before they get those drones out of control. And good note, we do have the nice April Fools Warhound SCV/drone/probes from Blizzard. So thanks, I guess, for the awkward watching of games now, at least for the day. Nice early scout coming out from YuGiOh as well, able to pick up on the fairly standard play. Just go for the normal 12 racks. No gas though, so we have 1 rack fast expand. The question now is how will our Zerg player react to that? He does so by actually not taking a spawning pool at all. Interesting. Going to be going for the 3 hatch, then spawning pool. Very risky. No, just drop the spawning pool finally at around 17 supply. Fairly late. The good part about this is you see we got about 50 seconds till completion on that, and that's about 50 seconds as well. So when the spawning pool finishes, be able to start a 2 queens right away. Get some overlords out, start some gas, and get another 2 queens out with the minerals saved as well. Enables fast creep spread. Queens are nice to have for some static defense as well. Able to push back any Hylian push. Just nice overall units. And by seeing the no gas from the Terran player, YuGiOh is pretty much guaranteeing himself safe from any type of shenanigans, because the gas just isn't in the infrastructure yet. And you almost have to think that Taeja's got to go into some either some quick 2-base timing or some type of fast third command center, because as the Zerg does get that 3rd base up, the drone count just going to skyrocket from there off the triple inject. All right, the Overlord visible somehow on the high ground. Not sure. I guess that's not a high ground. Oh, it does have this up here, which technically counts as part of that. Able to take it out. Nice supply block. Nice supply block by Taeja. It's going to force a double Overlord production. So huge in delaying any early Zerg tech. Not go for the game for the win huge, but is going to keep him in check. Limit his options. Early lings, slow lings at that, coming out across the map. Taeja destroying the rock and beginning the production of a barracks. With 4 Marines, going to be very easily able to hold that off. See what he decides to go into for tech. We don't see, yes, the final addition of this in the reactor as well. He's going to do a 1-1-1 off of a 1 racks expand. It's a very good strategy. The advantage to this is normally you have, at the very absolute earliest, you have Hylians at about 5:45, 5:30. With this, delayed about a minute. You're going to get it out about 6:45, get those first 2 Hylians out. So you're delaying it a minute, but the interim, you have a double orbital command, double gases, tons and tons of SCVs, double production, and you have a really good economy. But you're able to get that early map control as well. And now this whole timing is going to revolve around the 3rd timing, which is now going down over here at a normal fashion 6:30. You got to think these initial Hylians are going to come out to check for that, possibly deny it, but he does already have it down. So good small victory there. His Hylians can't do damage, or a significant amount of damage to a hatchery. And is going out for that 3rd base timing. As far as units, we don't have anything really out, just 4 lings out right now for YuGiOh. So he's going to have to be careful, though. because any type of mid-game push is really going to kind of just rip apart this very, very low unit army at the moment. And Taeja's got to know that, especially only seeing kind of 4 Lings hang out over here. He's got to know something's up. Something's up. He's either forcing production or he had none. In either case, he's left himself open to a very, very promising 10, 11-minute timing. Now, the best thing Taeja is doing right now is not losing these Hylians. If you can implement them into part of his army, really huge, because these do tons of damage to any. They shut down any type of Baneling bust. They're going to be so useful, have mobility, able to snipe drones. There's so much presence on the map. It's really, really important to keep these alive. Alright, do the first Banshee coming out as well. I'm going to continue Banshee production. A nice use of the 1-1-1 off of expansion opening. This is going to further the map control for the Terran player, most in part because you don't have any anti-air coming out. Normal compositions now tend to go towards an 11-12 minute Mutalix, so until then, this will shut down any roach push, Baneling bust. It's going to harass, it's going to force spore collars. It really, really does a lot, especially for one and with no cloak. It's a simple 100-100 unit that just gives you so much utility. Really, really useful. Really, really useful unit. Now picked up here, we do already have 1 spore crawler down, but no cloak, so it can get a really good position here. Possibly take out a queen. Gotta think he's maybe going to start harassing some drones if he can get in a good position, but instead we do have engagement over here going, opting for the 6 Hylians, which is standard off of that expansion, able to get out more and more of those Hylians, because you did take the early expansion. And nice damage going out, maintaining very, very good map control, going over to income as well. We do have almost even locked. Oh no, Izzy, yes, does lose the Banshee. Not a very good trade. Lone Banshee over here on the top, though, still doing pretty significant damage, but no, kind of sacrifices himself here. Not able to do too much. I think, did he see the Spire being constructed? Yes, he did. Can only assume Zerg will eventually move into that inevitable Mutalist transition. So he has time, but does he have the presence of mind to get some turrets up, get some static defense out? Has to spread out his Marines, and, you know, unfortunately can't really move into that dropship play, but is starting the off-scene tank production, which I think is really interesting because it doesn't require research for siege mode. So as a result, they're really a low infrastructure, unit to just add to your army that gives you a lot of damage potential. Because Banelings are going to come out with any marine-heavy army. So with this, you can have less marauders, almost pure marines, can dump more of your gas into the siege tanks, and you have nice defensive possibilities and map control. It's more of a Wings of Liberty style, but again, Taeja not too entranced with these new units. Does have some Widow Mines out. So they're so useful, but not going overboard. You don't see him doing a flash style where he has them all over the map. I mean, total, he's got 4. So, that's 2 rounds of production out of a factory with a reactor on. So not really too much. Able to now move out the small bioforce to take out these queens, limit the creep spread, but no, we do have them coming in as well, able to pick up, pull away pretty quickly. Emergency thrusters, saving the day. But does have a 3rd orbital at that, on top of it down as well. Back in the main base, no additional command centers, but going over to income, we do have a nice 63 worker for Taeja, which, yes, he is technically behind in workers, but those mules just add so much, and you'll see his income spike up very close and sometimes higher than the Zerg player, which is always very good. But we do have a 4th base completed for Taeja as well. Or for YuGiOh as well. Engage going up in the middle, able to take out some of those Widow Mines. Yeah, down here at the bottom we do have the Mutalist being spotted just out of proximity from that Widow Mine, but he knows they're coming. Oh no, here's a dropship, gonna have to pull those back. He's gonna start cascading down these Marines as well to be able to put some damage on those Mutalist. Best reaction you can do, but just enough time for these turrets to finish, so Mutalist got to pull back. Didn't go for the Nerchio style double spire, so these aren't very strong. They are improved from Wings of Liberty, but with only 6, not really at that critical mass that he needs. And instead keeping these more for a defensive purpose. Instead pushing these medevacs back into the base. Gonna run into this Widow Mine though. Oh no, there it is. Just take out a Mutalisk. Nice trade, 100 for 100 gas. Alright, we do have the additional command center going down as well, bunker in the front for some defensive capabilities. Army now marching out, and look at these 4-5 siege tanks. Very nice, starting Thor production as well, able to take out the Queen, gonna split very preemptively. Siege tanks in good position, denying creep left and right, killing changelings as well. Look at that APM go. Taeja very, very in the saddle, or back in the saddle right now. Killing 4-5 Banelings for nothing almost. Mutalisk do come in, take out a few tanks, but they're pushed back. Going to units though, we're down to 5 Mutalisk now. For YuGiOh, 4th base being pushed out towards the upper left, just out of reach of this creep as well. Can he see it? I don't know. No, has no idea that's going down over there. Preoccupied with this army marching, doing that Wings of Liberty type push. And with these Widow Mines, it's just not probable to run over them with Mutalisk like you could before. So instead, Zerg very, very confined from a respective point of space. Alright, dropship coming. Full triple drop while the Marines push in from the front. Baneling's able to clean it up fairly easily. We do have the siege tanks though still taking pot shots off, doing very nice damage to the Zerg player. Going units lost tab. Almost 1,200 more. 1,200 more for that. And we do have a drop coming over here at the bottom. Doing very, very, very nice damage. Even with the spine crawl there, it doesn't matter. That stem coming out, doing lots of damage. Zerg was coming in, but he's going to need some Banelings as well. Is able to pick those up? No! Miss Micro going down. Doesn't matter. There's more coming on up here going on. Siege tanks and Thor getting the really good position. They're soaking up actually all of the Baneling splash there. A little bit of a Miss Micro now from YuGiOh's standpoint, as those siege tanks are now just picking up, but he's going to catch a nice view of that first Broodlord. Gonna have to pull back. Thor not in a good position to fight that many Broodlords. Upon seeing the hive production, has to think, yes, Viking production has started as well. Doesn't want to get too crazy into it. If we go over to workers, Zerg up to 85, so this is a definite late game situation. I wonder how Taeja is going to move from here. Does he want to solidify more bases? Does have this hidden expansion up here? Extremely vulnerable though. Mutalisk are now out of play though. He's using a lot of his minerals and gas now on this Ling kind of Baneling composition, just throwing these Mutalisk away to make cap room. Has to get Infestors out, has to get Banelings out to really protect. Got to really protect these Broodlords. Can't be too careless with them, especially with the Vikings coming out slowly. They're doing essentially free damage. The lack of anti-air from YuGiOh. Oh, but a huge push coming over here at the expansion. Ling getting a nice surround though. Not too many Banelings out, but instead of backing that up, just kind of pulls away. Still doing limited damage. Oh man, just in position, can't really push, but look at that free damage going out to the Broodlords. Resources now up to 10k lost for YuGiOh. Going to production, we're dead even in supply. As far as buildings, only 5 barracks right now, so we gotta be, Taeja's gotta be very careful. Can't remax as fast as YuGiOh can, but we do have this very consistent Viking production coming out. An equal number of Corruptors going out as well, which you may think is good, but it'll actually work in detriment towards the Zerg player. If they have too many Corruptors, the Marines kind of just float on easily under the Broodlords, and with +3, do an obscene amount of damage. Alright, and here come the Vikings. A lot of them out right now. Not enough Broodlords, not enough Corruptors. Gonna maybe take out this expansion. Has a damage, has a positioning. Gonna possibly get it down. Yes, 1 HP. Gone, done, dead. Now come the Corruptors. A little too late. The expansion's already dead. Can go ahead and lose his entire army at this point. Not a huge deal. A huge amount of Vikings coming in. Infestor energy somewhat spent at the moment. We do have a nice streaming of reinforcements. Doing lots of damage. Those Vikings jockeying for position, commanding, demanding, taking. Another Broodlord falling. Marines still in the mix. They have the medevac backups. They're doing a lot of damage, eating up a lot of those Broodlord shots as well. Infestors hidden over here in the back. Transfuses going out to help keep them alive, getting a lot of energy, but the Marines are going to march up slowly. Only 5 of them, not really worth a fungal, but still doing enough damage to force these Infestors out of the game. not looking very good now. Suddenly from YuGiOh, back on his heels, down 30 supply, was even a second ago. In come the Corruptors. There's a lot of Corruptors though, so how will the ground army retaliation come? Here comes the ground reinforcements now. Lack of infestors because the gas was used on the Corruptors, so they're now coming in, doing lots of damage to this air army, catching things out of position. There go the drones. We still have siege tanks up, giving good position. Packs of Lings come in, doing decent damage, but not enough. Instead, going to stutter step backwards. Vikings coming in as well. Fungo's going down on the Vikings, enabling the ground Marines to still stay alive. Siege tanks are still on the map. They're remembered, not forgotten. And here come the little packs of Marines that are just so deadly. They can take out this Infestor. That'd be huge. No, electing instead to focus on the Broodlord. There goes one, losing more Broodlords. Oh no, upgrade structures going down as well. Not looking good at all for YuGiOh. Reinforcements streaming in, not coming in together as one though, so they're losing more and more as time goes on. Little packs of Lings coming in. There's a good game. Dead, gone, done. Taeja, well back in form. Don't think he has a problem.